My Frigidaire dryer has an E64 error code. The dryer will work fine sometimes with no problem. Don't know if heating it up causes a short in the wiring, but guessing the heater is working fine. The model is FASE 7074 La 0. What part needs to be replaced and what do I need to test? Hello, and thank you for using this service. E64 just means there is a problem with your heating circuit. The entire dryer will need to be taken apart and then you will want to test the continuity through the heater as well as the thermostats on the side of the heater. If they all have continuity, then you're down to either having a bad thermistor or a bad control board. You really can't test them since the problem is sporadic, but generally the problem is the control board because the relay fails and stops sending power to the element sometimes. I know I can't test anything if it is not failing. If it is the circuit board, can I just replace the relay? You're exactly right, that's sort of the problem. Although if a heating element or thermostat was bad, you'd know because continuity wouldn't come up right. It might give you a weird reading. That is why I was saying that if the problem doesn't happen all the time, it's likely a bad thermistor or control board and the control board is much more likely. Unfortunately, the relay is built into the control board and cannot be replaced separately. What do those parts cost? I work on cars, not dryers. Are either of those hard to replace? Would the control board have to be programmed or anything? The control board doesn't require any programming and only takes me about 15 minutes to replace. The thermistor can be accessed by just removing the lower front panel, so it also maybe takes 15 minutes to replace. The control board is about $125 and the thermistor is about $20. So as far as guessing goes, the thermistor would be much cheaper. Although I've found it to not be as common to cause the problem. So it has to be one of those two things if the dryer will still work, or is that your best guess? It doesn't have to be, but if it is intermittent it's by far the most likely. The element could be broken and making contact every once in a while, or a safety thermostat could be tripping sometimes and not resetting like it's supposed to be, but those would be really rare circumstances, and as you said before, it's working sporadically, so there is really not a way to test unless it gets much worse. I see this question is still open and you haven't rated me. Is there anything else I can help you with today? So I replaced the circuit board and I still have the same problem. I was reading someone else's question with the same problem and the guy said most of the time it is the thermal cutoff fuse. What do you think? Where should I go from here? So it is possible, but again, the problem is that you can't test it because it is working sometimes, and generally thermostats don't fail so that they work sporadically. Well, what would fail sometimes that works sporadically? Usually that would be the control board. But really it can be anything, although just not nearly as common as the control board. So if you replace the control board and still have issues, I'd say replacing the high-limit thermostat is probably the next thing to try. How much do those run normally and where is it located? It's mounted to the side of the heating canister under the drum and the part is about $40. Below is a link to the part. Click here. Okay, thanks. I guess if this doesn't work I will return my parts and have someone look at it. Alright, well I wish you only the best and hope you can get it working again. Sporadic problems are really hard to figure out because you can't test for the faulty part.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit JustAnswer.com/YTHI.